Everybody, this is Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance and Integrated Peak Performance Services. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery. And also, I've created an addition to that, the Journey to Personal Greatness Journal. Because again, go back in all my videos. Have you got your journal yet? I'm a big believer. You got to map your journey. You got to go back. You got to review. You got to look at what you've been doing, how you've been doing it, and man, you'll get so many clues as to, you know, the answer to your life. No one else really does but you. You really know it, but you just don't want to face it sometimes. And you're running so fast and so quick and so much that you don't stop to reflect. And it's there though, you know it. But the only way you're going to find it out is in your journal. Get your journal, the Journey to Personal Greatness Journal, your journal, anywhere. All the major bookstores have them. Get one and get started on your journey. All right, this is Soulful Saturday. In this edition and this insertion on Saturdays, we're looking at how you can nurture the soul. How some ideas, some tips, some strategies, because what I want to deal with is I love peak performance. I love this journey to greatness, your journey, my journey. I'm still on it, ever evolving. We're never going to get there because every time you climb to another level, you realize you can do more. So you're never really going to get there, but it's the fun part is the journey, is growing, seeing yourself grow every time. And part of growing is nurturing the mind, the body, and the soul. So Monday, we have Monday Mindset. Wednesday, it's Hump Day Hustle, taking care of the body. And Saturday is Soulful Saturday, taking care of nurturing the soul. All right, so today, the topics, we're going to make it short and sweet. So the topic today is the power and energy of your words. This is key and crucial because I tell you, your words have so much power to make or break you, you can't imagine. And we don't have to worry about outside. It's what we're saying to ourselves that's most important, but we'll get into that. All right, the key points. Number 1, words and communication. Number 2, wake up. Number 3, don't be lazy. All right, and I don't want to leave you with just a bunch of stuff without any action. So I got action plans. Measure your words. You are the guinea pig, be your own guinea pig, and count the cost. All right, so the first one, words and communication. You know, in our life, as we grow and as we learn to speak and communicate, we take it for granted how crucial it is, the words we say, the words we hear, especially today. We're inundated with information, so much coming at us. You got so many ways of getting information to come. It's overwhelming. And every time you read a post, news feed, hear somebody say something, it has an effect on you. It really does. And don't take it for granted. You can't take it for granted the effect it has on you. So words and communication are so key. And we've learned now, like today, in today's economy, in today's environment, today's society, words are coming at us in all different medias and all different forms. And it's having a huge effect on us. And it's almost like that metaphor of the frog, how you boil a frog, they say. You turn it up real slow in the water, you turn the water up real slow, and the frog's nervous system doesn't suspect that it's getting hotter, and he will literally sit there and boil. As opposed to putting in the frog in the hot water, he'll jump right out. But the way we're going nowadays is we're slowly sitting in this water, and it's boiling, and we don't even see it coming. So words and communication, they're key. Number 2 is wake up. Wake up to the effects of them. Wake up to the effects of the words you're saying to yourself and the words you're using. You set yourself up with how you speak, what you hear. Don't take it for granted. Be careful. Close off, filter out what's coming in on a daily basis. I know sometimes we like to vent and talk to everybody about what's going on in our lives. But what we don't notice is that we are actually feeding the fire. And this is, I can speak from experience because I've gone through that, and then every once in a while I catch myself getting into that feeding the fire part. So be careful. Wake up and start to manage, start to feel the effects of it. Don't be lazy. Jim Rohn, a previous speaker that passed away a few years ago, I love this guy. He was amazing. He was a modern day philosopher, and he used to say, don't be lazy with your language, because a lot of people are. We are. Parents, we say things. Partners in relationships, this is the big thing I see with relationships. We lazily put things out there and think they don't have an effect. And we don't watch, we don't count the cost of what we say to our friends, family, and we just blurt it out. We think communication is just saying stuff and without any effect. And it has a huge effect. So don't be lazy. Since I've been on this path myself, this is the one thing that I've managed to really put a huge focus on. And if you notice in my videos, I'm really careful of how I pick the words and how I say them, and being careful, because I'm also watching what I say to myself and how I put it out there, because it has a huge effect. How you say something, the syntax, the way you put it, the tonality, the pitch, everything. 93% of communication is non-verbal. It's pitch, tone, the rate. So many things affect you. It is huge. Communication and language, words, huge. Start paying attention to it. So let's move to the action steps. Measure your words. Here's what I want you to do. There's a great book called Power versus Force. I'm going to put in the insert, we want to put the book and this little diagram that he has. It was written by David Hawkins. He wrote a book, and he started to measure the power of your words and the power of your feelings, and how they resonate with your body, and how they can cause disease or heal. And the highest one on his chart, some of the highest ones are forgiveness and love and so forth, and then anger and so forth. They resonate at a low level, and they really have a massive detrimental effect on the body. So your words, start to measure them. Start to see how you feel. One thing I started to do was, when I speak to somebody, my kids, my wife, the people that work with me, I have to really monitor and watch how I say things and watch what it means. And because when you also say things to someone, it affects you. When you give out, when you're shouting, screaming, angry, when you do things in anger, it's not just the person that you're saying it to that's being affected. It has an effect on you. So I want you to start to measure how the words you think and use and the way you put it out there, how much effect it has on you first. I always remember this poem by Shakespeare. And he says, the hand that giveth the rose benefits twice, because the scent of the rose lingers on your hand after you've given it. So it's almost the same thing. When you give a word out that's negative, you have to remember, to give out a negative comment, you have to think about it. And to think about it, you have to feel it. So before you even give it out, before you're thinking about that person that you're going to be mad at and angry at, you got to feel that feeling and think about those feelings, and it resonates in you, and then out it comes to them, and then you, on another level, you feel bad that you gave that out. So it's encompassing. You can get enveloped by this negativity and the words you use. So start to measure it. All right, number 2, you are the guinea pigs. Same thing. Start to use yourself as a guinea pig in your experiment about how words affect you and how you feel. Parents, huge one. When you talk to your kids, it has such an effect not only on them but on you. You feel terrible after you do it. You feel so much guilt and so much negative feelings after you've given them the trouble that you want to give them. You almost have to be careful of the words you use. It has a huge mass. Think about yourself, the things you heard when you were young, and it still resonates. The subconscious mind is timeless, so you can remember things from 5 years old and it still affects you. So start to become a master of your words, and that's part of the self-mastery, is mastering your language, mastering your communication, because it has a huge effect not only on you, but on the person you're giving it to. So measure that and count the cost. Number 3 is count the cost. What are the costs? Sometimes I've heard from Dr. Wayne Dyer. He says sometimes it's better being kind than being right, because sometimes you're right about something. You are on the winning side of that argument, but it depends on the cost. What's it going to cost you to be right? You got to count the cost. Count the cost to be right. Is it worth it? Is it worth saying what you need to say? And sometimes you got to say it, but not every time. Count the cost. Is it worth it? Can you forget about it? Are you gonna, or what you say, you're gonna think about it, it's gonna resonate with you and make you feel worse. So count the cost of your words. So words are hugely important on the soul level. And that's why this is all about Soulful Saturday, because it's how it affects you, how you got to go through this life. You got to travel real light. And when you're using heavy words and words of anger, and like I said, Dr. Hawking shows the words and the feelings you have, they cause different disruptions in your body, and it can cause disease or they can heal you. You know, so count the cost of what you're saying and watch your words. Become the master of language, become the master of communication, and you'll notice a huge difference in how you feel. Even just now, when you're sitting there watching this, start repeating words of anger and see how it feels. Measure. See how that feels versus words of kindness. And it's a different feeling. If you're really in touch with your body, you'll feel it. So check it out. This is Soulful Saturday, the power of an energy that contains in your words. From here on in, check out our website, and we should have a download link below in the description on YouTube. You should have a download link that goes to our website. You can pick up a resource that we have some words I want you to pay attention to, and we'll give you the PDF too of the different resonance of these words and feelings that you have, that Dr. Hawkins. It's all online, but we'll put it on our website. You can download it, and then we have some coaching questions we want to ask you, and you can do at home. This is all complimentary because I want to add value to your life. All right, that's it. So the power of words. Start to become the master of words, and visit our website, tchup.com. Our team, we have a team of people ready to help you, mind, body, and soul. The other website you can visit is www.journeypersonalgreatness.com. There you can find resources, lots of readings, lots of things you can do to help move you forward, move your game forward. Whether you're an athlete, whether you are 9 to 5, it doesn't matter. This is all about the person. You grow inside and everything's that much better. So until next time, I want you to watch your words and be relentless in your pursuit for personal greatness.